Hi everyone, welcome to our BARTV interview today, and we are very happy to invite Dr. Michelle Lohr with us today. So Michelle, we are very excited to know that you are going to go for a ride this Friday, and it's Pan Mass Challenge, and we know you are going to ride 200 miles in 2 days. I mean, what a ride! That's definitely an impossible mission for me. So our audience, including myself, will be very curious to know why you decided to take on this challenge, and this is your 3rd year. Why you come back to participate?
Well, thank you, Jiahui. Hello, everybody. I'm super excited for this coming weekend. Yes, it's going to be my 3rd time doing it. But compared to the last 2 ones, this one will be more exciting. The first year I did 100 miles 1 day, and the second year I did 170 miles 2 days. This year I want to challenge myself to go even further to 200 miles. And this Pan Mass Challenge is not only going to be a physical challenge that I'm going to do together with 6,000 other riders. Our main goal for this ride is to raise money and raise funds for cancer research at Dana-Farber Research Institute to help advance the cancer research and help to provide the best care for cancer patients. I hope this weekend weather will be better than last year. Last year was 96, 97 degrees for the 2 days. I hope this year is going to be more cooperative weather, and even if it's going to rain, I would prefer that. So therefore, join me and to see the Pan Mass Challenge on this weekend.
Yeah, of course. And many people in your industry and also in our Asian American community see you as a very inspiring leader. So how does this PMC challenge help you to build up your leadership?
As a leader, I would say that consider myself that really be part of different communities. So at work, that's kind of the work environment, you will be a leader. At community, I served as a community leader, as the president of Chinese American Association of Newton. So people do call me as a community leader. But I also see that as a PMC rider, that's another perspective as a leader. And the reason I say that's a leader, because the Pan Mass Challenge require fit to lead. That's something that I like to share with you and share with friends. And I have actually discussed that kind of a fit to lead leadership concept with quite some friends. So I think as that PMC rider, people come to me and say, you're a leader because we know that you're willing to suffer and to sacrifice for a great cause. I think that's a leadership to me, because as a leader that you need to understand what are the big objective and vision that you wanted to people to achieve. So knowing PMC has this great cause, I wanted to drive for that. And we know that this is not something easy you could just do as an ordinary activity. It's a challenge because I have to put tremendous effort to get myself physically fit first. Then, or am I also willing to do it? That's another thing. The challenge is not only physical. It requires a significant effort to fundraise. That's something that means how do I bring people together to support the great cause. So I see this as like any individual could take such opportunity to be a leader or to become a better leader.
since you mentioned fit to lead, and we often hear keep fit, that means being physically fit, like you just said. So how does this concept help you to amplify the voice of the community and also to cultivate more Asian American leaders?
There are different ways to define leadership. Sometimes, people say so-and-so lead certain things, achieve great things. Maybe that person has authority, has a hierarchy, power that can gather the troop together. There's another different type of leadership, and the leadership is really building on the relationship and the influence and inspiration. I more believe the leadership the latter way. Fit to lead, I believe that's a good way to help to grow a leader. Because being a leader, you need to be physically, mentally, and emotionally fit on the individual level to start with. I feel like through this PMC challenge that I put discipline and I put very stretching goal that challenge myself, go beyond the limit. And that's empowering to myself, not just the physical state, but that's connect me to the mental state that amaze myself that I can see I can go challenge myself, go above and beyond, reaching something I probably never even realized I could reach. And that's translate into emotional state. That means that I see the world in a way that offers a bigger vision and more. And I see that everyone has a potential to achieve amazing things. So I think that's kind of started at the individual level. And then that translating into at people level. When I'm coming stronger as someone that willing to go above the limitations, that's becoming inspiring to people surrounding me. My family, my kids come to me and say, wow, you could do that. We actually see different you. And my neighbors, when they see me riding, and when they see I could go into 100 miles, 200 miles, they started to say, Michelle, how could I be like you? How could I join you? Then at the community level, I think when I'm willing to go there to say, hey, let's go do the fundraising, coming together, then people say, wow, so you are really trying to do something bigger than yourself. So then I think that's translating that each individual then can coming together as a community. I feel like this is a very positive influence. So therefore, when we put this together, I think Fit to Lead, it's really inspiring at so many different levels.
Yeah, I really love the concept that being physically and psychologically being stronger. And as a leader, that's definitely a very good concept and skills to have. I also think we have brief conversation previously, and I was super impressed by one of the wonderful idea you brought up is to not only to be inspired, but also being inspiring. So I personally really love that. So how does the PMC fundraising experience to help you increase your power and also to influence more people to join you, to come together to make impact?
Yeah, I think that's really the power as well as the beauty of event like PMC Challenge, because that's give people the platform that we do something as a community together. The PMC Challenge experience for me as a fundraising, this is something actually I started to learn 3 years ago. growing up, fundraising is not something I'm familiar with. But fundraising is something that you need to understand what connects with people. Through the PMC Challenge fundraising, my goal last year was $6,000. I was able to raise $7,500. This year, my goal, I set it up even higher to be $8,000. And thanks to a lot of friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, community support, so far I have already raised close to 7,500. I hope that we will reach 8,000 and exceed that. I'm confident for that because through the experience, when I reach out to people I may not know, like neighbors, it's true that some people say, well, maybe someone else will do it. I'm not really, I don't have to support. But the thing that we should not get discouraged just for some people saying that. I wanted to make the best effort to let as many people know as possible. And sometimes when some people come back, neighbors, shared such a heart-touching and warming letter. And that made you feel like there are people out there really care. And this is a way that I feel like I found a connection with these people. And that's not just one or two there, it's actually a lot of there. Having a fundraising, then becoming a way to connect with people, connect with the community. Therefore, I don't really consider this as some people say, oh, this is such a burden, why would you do it? When you know why, the purpose, and when you go through the process, you get actually very inspired. So therefore, I feel like having that tell people why we're doing it, and give people opportunity to show their kindness, you actually will be amazed. The community is actually very supportive.
Yeah, so since this is your third year for this challenge, and every year you kind of physically go beyond your limit. And for fundraising wise, you also increase your power to raise more money. So I know now more and more young generation, they are actually very active in engaging in our community. So could you share some advice to them, to go beyond your limit and to build up their leadership skills, and please share some words to our younger generations.
Yeah, so I feel like our younger generation probably would have an even better chance and probably be more equipped to do things on the shoulder of our generation and even go higher and further. And I think this is the time that for the Chinese American and Asian American community, you look at it today, we got the Oscar winners, that Asian Americans, Michelle Yeoh. And don't go far, in our Boston area, our mayor, Michelle Wu. I'm so honored actually, share just the name, right? Michelle Luo, and with the other Michelles that I admire too. I feel like there are just so many aspects that being a Chinese American, being an Asian American, we could starting to show that the impact and the influence that we can have in the community. For the younger generation, I feel very encouraged to see that from my own kids and from the people I mentor at work or in the community, that people recognize that here we're not only just should worry about ourselves. And I do believe actually, grow up in the Asian culture, we are actually connected to the community even better. Because when people compare the differences between Eastern and Western leadership, the Western leadership a lot of times emphasizing about individualism. And the Eastern culture, a lot of times you're talking about community and collectivism. So therefore, I feel like that should be something we bring out more. As a younger people that in school, that be involved in the community. But I want to challenge the young people that are also thinking about Fit to Lead. We're not going to be kind of just viewed as a very intellectually that capable. But we could also be willing to take these type of physical challenges. We are willing to go through the suffering. We're going to go through the sacrifices. So therefore, any challenges should not scare us. And we could achieve something that beyond our own, a lot of times, imagination. Then collectively, as a community, that we could be part of the community, that helping the community will pay back and will pay forward. I feel like the younger generation that is in a perfect situation today, that connecting the Eastern and Western culture, then also thinking about beyond individual, and thinking about their role models out there as well. So therefore, that I think we should also taking more opportunity to mentor young people and be a role model to the young people. Like my kids, they see what I could achieve, and they will dream bigger to achieve something I could not even imagine.
Yeah, and I know there may be some potential riders. They know this event, they know this challenge, but they may hesitate to participate. Could you share a few words to encourage them to join you next year?
Well, people always say, just do it. I truly believe that, because a lot of times you're thinking about maybe next year. Tell you what, take the first step, go get a bike, and you can start riding. And that, you will never know actually what that leads you to. If you cannot have a bike, maybe start just go outside to run. I would not know that just starting biking, that's also motivate me to run more, enabled me to finish my first half marathon this year. So therefore, I think finding something that you would like to try or you already enjoy, and don't wait. Just do it. And by no time, you'll be able actually doing it.
Yeah. So our potential rider, please come and join Michelle together. Maybe next year you will help her and join her to make an impact in our community. So Michelle, thank you so much for having with us here today, and thank you so much for sharing so many wonderful things and ideas with us and to our audience as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jiahui, and thank you everybody for your many friends, for your donation, for the support, for your encouragement. And come to reach out if you want to become a rider, become a volunteer, become a donor. I'm here to help you and to help you to do more. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.